Hi there, interghost here, and it's another pickups video.
Interghost is at the caboose. He's picking up games to show to you. He really likes to play on his Wii U. And if you think you've got a high score, well, that's what Retro Records is for. His XCOM team aren't living anymore. Him and all the dudes are singing out of tune. It's your friendly YouTube hosts, interghost.
So yeah, June has come to an end. We're going into July. I've picked up a few video games and board games and DVDs, that sort of thing, and I'll share them with you now. So first of all, we'll get into the Switch games. So got 4 Switch games this month. One which I got, actually 2 I got from Facebook Marketplace. The first one is House Flipper. This is a game which basically you have a house and it's all sort of in disrepair, and you have to clean it all up, repair anything that's broken, install things like bathrooms, kitchens, do it up as much as you can, and sell the house on again. There's also sort of like projects you can do. You can also build up your own house in it. So yeah, and it's not too bad. Played it a little bit, and yeah, it's a bit basic, but yeah, you can get some enjoyment from it. So it's if you can get it for cheap, I'd recommend getting that one. Second one I got from Facebook Marketplace was Pokemon Snap, or New Pokemon Snap, I think this one's called. This one's only just come out, so I was quite surprised to see this on there. Person wanted 35. I asked them if they'd take 30, and they did. I think this still goes for between £40 and £50 brand new, so it was a deal. I've played the tutorial missions on here, so haven't really got into it too much, and it's pretty, if you played Pokemon Snap on the was it the N64, it's basically the same as that. You drive around on a track, and different Pokemons are moving around in the background, and you have to zoom in, try and capture them in the best photo you can take, so the clearest photo, best backgrounds. The more Pokemon you can get in a picture at once, the more points you get, and you score points by collecting them all. Yeah, if you're a big Pokemon fan, then I'd probably say it's worth picking up. If not, it's a very simplistic game, and you know, it's more aimed towards kids, I think, this one. Now the next 2, first one is Kays and the Wild Masks. Now this is a game I saw back along, and it's on pre-order, and I've not heard of it before. I think I was looking through Amazon, and I just saw it and I thought, oh, that looks interesting. Looked up a few videos of it, and it's right up my street. It's a sort of action cartoony platformer game, collect 'em up, and it was being advertised as in the line same sort of gameplay as Donkey Kong Country. So I thought, yeah, pick that one up. Now I got mixed feelings about this one. When I first started playing it, I thought it was really good. Level designs were great, the characters look really cool, graphics are great, and yeah, it's pretty much a rip-off of Donkey Kong. You even sort of fire yourself across the screen. Instead of barrels, they've got like catapults. You get different abilities. You can turn into a fish and that sort of thing. Instead of, you know, the levels of Donkey Kong where you ride a fish, you actually put a mask on and you turn into the fish. Stuff like that. The reason I wouldn't recommend this one is it gets very hard very quickly. I'm not sort of scared of hard games. Donkey Kong took me a long time to complete, but it felt sort of fair. The halfway save points were good. In this game, it's pretty much you have to run through the level and keep it jumping and ducking and that sort of thing. You have to learn the patterns of each level, and you make one mistake, you die, you go right back to the start, and the halfway points are miles ahead. And again, you can get, you know, sort of 10 minutes into a level, and then you'll die and go right back to the start again, and it's so frustrating. Yeah, really wanted to like this one, but I gave up after sort of probably about halfway, I'd say. and I probably won't be playing it anymore because it's just too hard. And the final Switch game I got was Wonder Boy Asia in Monster World, which is Monster World 4 in the Wonder Boy series, I think. And you also get the Monster World 4 game on here as well, so you can play like the Master System version of it as well. It doesn't have what it has in the new remakes of Wonder Boy, where you can switch in between the two as you go along. That would have been really cool. But it does give you the option to play either game, so that is good. There's a bit of a story behind this one. I pre-ordered this from Strictly Limited Games, which is a site which sells apparently limited games which you can't get anywhere else. So I ordered this months and months ago, and I'm obviously waiting for it to arrive. And then I saw on a couple of other people's pickup videos that they'd already got this game. So I messaged them saying, well, how have you got that? Because I haven't got my one yet. And they said they just bought it from Amazon. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went online, and yeah, sure enough, you could pick this game up retail. So I contacted Strictly Limited Games, who still haven't fulfilled the orders on it to date. And I said to them, you know, what's going on here? I thought this was a limited game just for your company. That's why I pre-ordered it. And you know, you can get it for £15 cheaper from Amazon now. And you haven't even sent yours out. They replied saying their version is a strictly limited version. Everything is exactly the same. However, they put a paper manual inside the box, and they put a unique number on the front of the box. So I thought about this, and I thought, well, why am I going to wait a couple of months, pay an extra £15 just to get the manual? So I contacted them back. They were willing to refund me the money. So I got a full refund for the pre-order, and then I just ordered this next day delivery from Amazon for £15 cheaper. So yeah, it's a shame because I like these companies where they make the physical releases when they haven't got one, but that's really put me off using them in the future. However, the game is a good one, and I would recommend it if you like the Wonder Boy series. Next we've got some Master System games. Now I've got 4 of them here, and as you know, I'm not technically collecting for Master System. However, I'm still getting more and more games as we do. The first one is one I picked up from my local game store, retro game shop, and this was £12, and it's Michael Jackson's The Moonwalker. Now this is a classic game from back in the day, based on the arcade game, where you're Michael Jackson going through the levels, rescuing children, ironically. And yeah, it's a really good game. I completed it the day I got it. It did take me a few hours to do it, but fortunately you have unlimited continues on this, and if you die you go back to the beginning of the world that you're on. So yeah, if you die you can keep trying the same level over and over. Now I found this quite an easy game right up to the last level. The last level gets really hard, and then the final boss is just, if you didn't have infinite continues, there was no way you'd be able to beat that boss, even with sort of like 10 lives or something. I lost count of how many times I tried to kill the last boss on this game, and I think had it not been for those unlimited continues, I would have never played this game again. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Works really well. I think the sort of Mega Drive version's better. It's got better music and that sort of thing, but this is well worth picking up and playing. Now these 3 Master System games, I had some of my YouTube buddies down last weekend. So we had Shock 16, we had Dan Central, nope, Colossal Vids, and we had Metropolis, and also Gashead Steve came down for a day, and also my mate Paul. So they came round, we played a lot of board games and drank some alcoholic beverages, and yeah, we had a great time. And yeah, Shocks brought down 3 games for me out of the blue. Didn't say he's bringing them, so thanks so much for these, mate. Really did surprise me, and games which I'm really happy to get. First one is Batman Returns. Now this was a game I was looking at getting myself, so I'm really happy to pick this one up. I've only ever played the one on the Super Nintendo, which I really enjoyed the sort of graphics of it, but it was way too hard. Now this one is totally different in the way it plays. It's more of a platformer game. It feels a bit more like Spider-Man, because you've got your bat rope which you can pull yourself up on and you can swing around on, and you have two different routes you can go down. There's sort of like an easier route and a harder route. I've gone down the easier route and I've got quite far in it already, so I'm looking to try and complete this one as well, hopefully. But yeah, really interesting to see the different version of this, and happy to get that one. The next one was Chuck Rock. Now this is a game I'd already picked up the previous month. Shocks wasn't aware, and he did say if there's anything in there which you've already got, just trade it in and pick up another one. So I will be taking this down to my local retro game shop and trading this one in and getting another one. But Chuck Rock, really cool game. Platformer, cartoony platformer game where you're a caveman, you go along and you chuck rocks at the dinosaurs. And yeah, quite hard though. I've played it a few times already and haven't really got that far, but I'll be looking to get further in that one in the future, hopefully. And the third game that he picked up was one which I actually was bidding on eBay as well the week before, and I actually lost out on it, and it's Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck. And I've heard this one is better than the first one, and to be honest, I've played this one, and on my first playthrough I've got about 3/4 of the way through the game. It's quite forgiving on the amounts of lives that you get given, and I think you also get one continue as well. So I like games like that where there's a challenge but it's fair and it gives you enough lives to complete the game with. So hopefully I can play this one through and complete it at some point. I think it's very doable. Now I know how to kill some of the boss monsters as well. I won't lose so many lives in the earlier levels, and yeah, it's really good fun. You play as the son, obviously, which is a little baby, and you can pick up rocks and throw them again like in the original game, but it's a lot more sort of you use your club to hit things and jump on them and that sort of thing. And the graphics, they've improved the graphics on this one, and it's a really good game. So thanks for those 3 games, Shocks. Really happy to get those, and it's a big surprise that you just turned up with those, so cheers mate. With the gifts, I've just shown you this one as well. Metropolis, he brought down some Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle comics because he knows that I collect them, and he wanted to know if there's any of his doubles that he had which I needed. I only needed one of them, and that was issue 72, which is this one. So he let me have this for free, so thanks for that, Matt. Really cool to get this. The later issues are quite hard to get hold of as well, so it's really good to get this one. What I will say though is, what the hell have they done to Splinter? Look at him. He looks like some sort of dog or DJ cat. Yeah, yeah. I always think it's funny on these where they do like the classic pictures on the front, but then when you go into the story, yeah, like the artist from the inside is totally different. It's a lot more cartoony on the inside. But yeah, number 72, thanks for that, Matt. We'll go into the collection. Now for Father's Day, which happened a few weeks ago now, I got a couple of gifts from my 2 sons, and the first one is, well, I'm laughing because the first one is something which I swore that I would never get, never start collecting, and I would never own any. But it's a pop figure. Okay, I've never ever owned a pop figure before. This is the first one, and I'm going to say it's the only one I'm probably ever going to pick up, but you know, you never know. Now the reason I got this one is because it's Shantae, and you can't actually get any other Shantae pop figures at all. So the only way you can get a figure for her is to get the pop. So just open the box, and so you can see inside. It's a really cool one. It's on like a see-through stand as well, so she's floating in the air. It's actually attached to the plastic, so I can't get it off of there. But yeah, so I really like the Shantae games, and I said that would be the only pop figure that I would actually like to have. So they got me that one, so that's really cool, and I really love that one. And the second thing they got me was One Night Ultimate Werewolf, and I actually picked this up last weekend when the boys were down. And the reason I picked this up is because it's a really good party game. It's for 3 to 10 players, so you know, it's really good to play in a big group. And basically you are you all take a card at the start which gives you your role, There's up to 2 werewolves in the group. You all look at your cards so you know what you are, and then you all close your eyes and you use an app to tell you when people open their eyes to look at cards or to move cards around. And then when everybody wakes up and opens their eyes, then you all have to try and guess who the werewolves are within 5 minutes, and then you point at who you think it is, and the one with the most votes gets killed. And if it's the werewolf, then the villagers win, and if none of the werewolves get shot, then the werewolves win. So basically it's a game of lying to your friends, so it just shows who's the best liar. And yeah, it's really good fun to play, and I'm glad I picked this one up. There's lots of expansions for this, so in the future I expect I'll be collecting some more of these ones. I definitely recommend it. Just quickly, another Facebook Marketplace pickup, and this is another D&D thing, so I thought I'd show it. And it's Mordecain's Tomb of Foes, I probably said that wrong, and pretty cool book. Basically it's more sort of character classes. I think there's a few more races in here to allow your characters to play, but also it's got quite a lot of new monsters at the back, which you can use to create your adventures. So there's some really cool ones at the back there. So yeah, it's mainly a new sort of monster manual, but it's also got a load of new careers and stuff for your characters, so you can improve your character backgrounds and that sort of thing. Dungeons and Dragons, and I think I got that for £20. It's brand new. The person said they only flicked through it once, and yeah, they've never really used it, so I'm really happy to get that one. And I picked up another board game. I'm not sure if I've actually shown this or not in the past, but I think it was at the end of last month, beginning of this month, but I'll show it anyway. I don't think it's in the last video, and it's called Dragon Castle. It's a game where you use the Mahjong tiles. I don't know if you can see that on the back, and what you do is you build up an old ruined castle with these tiles at the beginning, and then you take it in turns to remove tiles from the pile in sort of Mahjong solitaire style by matching 2 together, and then you use it to build up your own castles on your own separate board, and then you can put tops on them to score points. Also there's dragons which do different things, and yeah, so it's sort of Mahjong with a twist. You pull apart a castle to build your own one. I've only played it a couple of times, but what I have played is really good fun, and I think the more you play it, the more sort of strategy you can get. So I think it is very much a thinking man's board game, sort of, you know, dominoes and that sort of thing. So yeah, happy to pick that one up. And finally, just a couple of DVDs. Like I said before, I watch lots of movies on streaming, and I go to the cinema sort of every week, a few times a week. But there are some movies still which you can't get on streaming, so I picked them up on DVD. They're only usually like £1, £2, £3 each, so you know, it's worth picking up. Now the first one I got was Return to House on Haunted Hill. Now this is a movie I've never even heard of before, and I enjoyed House on Haunted Hill, and I like the original from the 50s, I think it is, and I was really interested to see what the return was like. I read up on the reviews, and people said it was rubbish because it's basically a straight to DVD movie, never went out on the cinema, so I knew it wasn't going to be great. Watched it, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. If you like the original, it's nothing like the original. They do use sort of one room from the original, the main hallway, but apart from that, you know, they brought in people with guns and that sort of stuff, and they've ruined it. So yeah, I'm glad I've watched it just out of curiosity, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend picking that one up. Now these two are the Leprechaun movies. Now the reason I got these is because when the boys were down at the weekend, we wanted to watch a film before we went to bed. I can't remember what it was, like 2, 3 in the morning, something like that. Half asleep. We tried to have a look on the streaming services for sort of a tongue-in-cheek rubbish horror movie, and on the Roku channel they had Leprechaun #3. So I'd seen 1 and 2 before, and they are very much sort of comedy horror, and I thought, yeah, we'll put that one on. So we put that one on, we all watched it, we all agreed it's a rubbish horror film, but it's one of those ones you can watch with your mates, and you can pick holes in it, and it is just funny. Warwick Davis is the leprechaun, and he does a really good job of acting it out, but some of the lines are so cheesy. The gore is over the top, but yeah, so it's one of those ones which are never going to score high, but they are worth watching just to have a laugh at. So that was Leprechaun 3. After I watched that and they went home, the following day I was talking to Jack about it, and he said he wanted to see them. So we watched the first Leprechaun film again, and I tried to find Leprechaun 2 and I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm sure I've got it because I have seen it before. So I went online, I picked it up from eBay. I think it was like £2. So I got Leprechaun 2, and so Jack and I have watched 1 and 2 again, and he enjoys them, I enjoy them. They're again cheesy rubbish horror. We will watch Leprechaun 3 again because he hasn't seen that one, but that's on, like I said, on the Roku channel. And I've picked up Leprechaun 4, which I haven't watched yet, and that is doesn't actually say on here, but it's Leprechauns Goes to Space. So yeah, so it's Leprechaun goes up into well, it's got the moon on the cover, so who knows. But I think after that he's then Leprechaun in the hood, and then Leprechaun returns to the hood. I think there's like 8 of them, but yeah, interesting to see what happens when the Leprechaun gets into space. So yeah, that's all the games and DVDs and books and, you know, every pop figures that I've picked up this month. If you like the videos, please thumb it up, it does help me. If you don't like it, thumb it down. Feedback is always welcome. Leave a comment below. I always reply to all the comments, and from the stats on the channel I see that hardly any of you are subscribed, so if you want to subscribe, and that really helps my channel as well, and it'd be good to see that people are appreciating the videos, and if you really want to, you can hit the bell. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.